Hey guys, Captain Foley here. How you doing? Good to see 59 people waiting. Wow, you guys are awesome. 36 likes, guys. Hit that like button if you haven't already. Give me a second. I just need to pull up my chat so I can see all your comments. And yeah, let's get into this whole thing. I've been, sitting here waiting for every day for 40 years for someone to talk to about this. And you guys are here now. So that's some good shit. Hey guys, how's it going? Hope you all are well. And yeah, let's just jump right into this, shall we? I decided not to set up upstairs in the ready room today. I thought, I'll just hang out down here in the living room. It's a little more comfortable. Plus, you get to see the puppies, which they're here. Both of them, even the pug is here. But, want to say hi, Puggins? Here she is. She's just laying down beside me on the couch, so lay down. So anyway, yeah, I want to get your thoughts, guys. What did you think about this episode? I'm not sure what to think. A lot of people are saying it's great, and I understand that. It is pretty good as far as generic sci-fi goes. As far as Star Trek goes, I mean, at the end with Starfleet, seeing the flag, that was a little bit like, that's pretty good. And kind of getting emotional there a little bit. But I don't know how to feel about this. I just don't know what to think. Although, big slap in the goddamn face, because guess what? We got fucking Discovery shuttles still. 930 years in the future. There are Discovery shuttles flying around on the planet. And not only that, but the big airlock rings on the back now glow. Those are engines now, don't you know? Not good. It's hard to judge now. The shuttles were a major kick in the face, really, because if they would have been listening to the people. The Discovery shuttles are great for the Discovery universe, fine. The Discovery timeline, fine. Prime timeline, not so much. Don't sneak them in Picard. That kind of pissed us off a little bit. But to have them 930 years later, say what? Yeah. So yeah, it definitely continues right where it left off with season 2. Her going through the wormhole and coming out, just ironically enough, into Book's path. Like, of all the space, of all the time, why then? A little bit bothersome. I'll get to your chats in a minute, so I'll be a little bit behind on the chat, but I'm just going to go to the chat right away because I don't know how to feel about this. I want to get some comments and questions from you guys to see what you guys thought. So if you can super chat, please feel free and do so. Get your comment read, your question answered, and it helps support the channel. 124 people watching, that's great. There's only 54 likes though. So hit like, guys. We can easily get that up to 100 likes with 126 people watching. So Hezraz, hello. Shit got dark, then some light. Yeah. Captain Ron Phillips, hello Captain. Drugged and eaten Burnham, the best disco I've seen yet. Drugged Burnham was awesome. Eaten Burnham, I mean, really, the two previous guys that it ate like a second ago are dead. One has his leg bit off, but she survived that shit. Really? Morn in action. Yes, we did see Morn in action. Captain Casey Stewart, yes, Cap, sit back and relax. I'm trying. Maxium, I expect a Kevin Sorbo cameo role. a la Andromeda, absolutely. Grid Cube, that's the alien from Men in Black. They're calling you Frankie, precious. Joseph Meditz should have been a season 1 pilot. I would have been down for that. BJ Turan, she fell from a star. She fell so far. The discovery she says in her name of the star. What? S1 and Noir. I didn't feel much. It didn't feel much like Trek. Hard to judge. Exactly. No discovery in a Discovery episode. Which. Freeman Mike says it was okay. Pixie Doodle, The Expanse of Starfleet. Victor Garcia, overall it was okay. I wish there was more. Well, it's only part 1 of. What is it? It's not You're Our Only Hope. The hell's the episode title? I can't even remember now. Ugh. Oh, You Are That Hope. Or You Are. I don't know what the hell it is. But of course, as soon as I saw the title, I'm like, this is about Burnham. But. Jedi Productions, having to wait another few hours. I watch these as you are my Trek guide, Cap. You're awesome. Thank you very much. Keep up the good work on your 3D modeling, by the way. You're getting a lot better. Jeff Jacobs, I found Burnham annoying for sure. Otherwise, decent sci-fi, but not decent Trek. I would agree with all of those things. Burnham's a little bit better, I think, this time around than she was in season 1 so far. But, it's hard to judge. The List of Jericho, didn't Daniel say that the Federation evolved into something else by then? He did, actually. But that's the Prime timeline. That's not the Discovery timeline. Would be my thoughts on that. Oh, and I'm wearing my Red Alert shirt because, not really sure what to think. Grid Cube, the ships were weird and interesting, but not very Star Trek-y. Well, it's 930 years in the future, so that's fine. We need to see more ships. Things are going to be different. So, Squadron Course, I think I didn't watch it because I rewatched Lower Decks season 1 episode 1 instead. I'm happy for those that watched and liked it though. Yeah, it definitely has a different feel coming off of it than it does than we got for Lower Decks, unfortunately. Everett Harris, I thought first season premiere and set up the premise fairly well. On its own, maybe not great, but I'm looking forward to the season. The season does looks like it has a few interesting things in it. So, Pixie Doodle, Andorians got buffed. Hezraz, it was okay. I liked how futuristic. Liked how it is futuristic, but I don't want it to drone on. Kind of cute that the guy had been waiting for years. His great grandfather, I get. See, and that's the thing. Is this guy seriously doing this every day? We did a video early on when we first saw him in the trailers for this where he seems almost either robotic, like an android, or a hologram, which would make a shit ton more sense. Because can you imagine literally sitting there doing that every day for 40 years, waiting for somebody? 40 fucking years. And he's got the best teeth. And that's one of the things we commented on when we did those videos talking about that, was that his teeth look too perfect. But now, we see he cleans his teeth every morning, so that's fine. I don't know what to say. 169 people watching. That's great. 85 likes, guys. Let me know your thoughts on this. I will try to read as many of them as I can. I don't want to get too far behind in the chat. So if you want to make sure that I see it and don't skip it, because I might skip a few, Super Chat is a great way to do so. If you can, please do. BJ Turon, I wish when Burma found there was life that the T-Rex grabbed her and ran away. End of season. Yeah, is there life here? Multiple life signs detected. Yay! But the ship that you just ran into that crashed there also, maybe those are the multiple life signs that were detected by the computer. You don't know. Plus, sending the suit right off. The first 2 times I watched this, I'm like, what the fuck is she doing? Why is she doing that? And then when I watched it with Sylvia, and there was the recap, and she said to Spock that I'll send you a signal. I'll send the suit through the wormhole when we get there. That's what she's doing. She's sacrificing the suit to send this last signal to Spock. So she sets all the coordinates and everything, and the suit takes off, which makes more sense to me now, but still, No, don't do that. You got a time travel suit. You can send it anytime. You might not have the power to generate a wormhole at the moment, and the wormhole was collapsing. I get that, but no, keep 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 the goddamn time travel suit. Matt Mon, I didn't even notice the shuttles. Oh, I did. I did. As soon as I saw the cityscape, saw the shuttles, and it's like, oh my Christ. Species 8470, Pixie Doodle and Dorians always were fighty. Project Ativa, much more Star Wars than Star Trek. That I would agree with. Grid Cube, hey, it's a reliable design, but did you have to redesign a table every time you put something up? What? Sorry. The list of Jericho, her surviving that head-on collision with the ship was a bit silly. Yeah. Hezraz, yep, they should go back to Picard's time by the end of the season. Mark says it was kind of meh. The list of Jericho's wipers, get her off. You're going to get her off with wipers? That sounds really dirty. Darth Maul, I thought the way the episode was written was far better than anything before. Pixie Doodle, pew pew pew. Marvin R., I wonder if the sphere builders are behind the burn. They're the only ones I know with the motive and power to do something to that scale. Yeah, but they only did it 120 years prior to where they are now, so 900, no. Do math, Stuart. 810 years from the discovery time. Yeah, it seems weird. Seems weird. SWN personal transporter equals hyperspace skipping. Toltec Spring, there was a lot of cringe and almost no Star Trek in that episode. Species 8470, Omega particle burn. Patrick Lachelle throws in $5. Thank you very much, Patrick. I like the ad for future episodes. It looks interesting, at least. Yes, the preview did show some interesting stuff, and I did get some Tilly fix. I was annoyed there was no Discovery in this one. Yeah, I get it. There's probably going to be the next episode is probably going to be very heavy Michael Burnham focused, and it's either going to be heavy Michael Burnham with Finding Discovery at the end, or in episode 3, or it's going to be all about Discovery crashing down and them trying to figure out where they are or when they are. Cerstis, like what starship was in orbit of the planet? Just seen NCC and USS on the hull. Was someone waiting, or was that just random debris? Pretty sure that was just random debris, but Area 51, Discovery shuttles must have been built by Chevrolet, probably why they're still hanging in there. Like a rock, you as strong as you could be, like a rock. I don't know if you guys remember the old 80s Chevy commercials, but Smart Smears, she got eaten in episode 1, Lower Decks reference. No, I don't think they reference anything Lower Decks in here, because even the Orions are still being shit dealers and pirates and scummy criminal organization, it seems like, with all their, and we fixed that in Lower Decks with, most Orions haven't been pirates for 5 years now, so there was some progression there, and then it just fell by the wayside, so that sucks. 201 people watching, awesome guys. 114 likes, again, awesome guys. Can we hit 150 likes? I think we can. If you haven't hit the like button. Lawrence Hagwood, Molly didn't bite her, he gulped her whole. Yeah, but why? Why did he not do that to the other two? Like, it bugs me. Jeff Jacob, the suit was a bit too good. Plutopia, Burnham should never have survived hitting Book's ship and the entire entry into the atmosphere, especially while the suit computer was rebooting, I guess. Northwest Rail fan, what's your opinion on the little bit of Federation ships in the episode and trailer? Just canceled my CBS subscription since Lower Decks is over for now, lol. Well, we didn't see much of anything, and we really need to break those down scene by scene to really kind of analyze them. So I haven't really thought about. I'm glad I'm glad that there's new ships to look at, but I don't see anything very Star Trekky or Federation-y or Starfleety that's really standing out to me, unfortunately. Which, not a shock there, but George Magram, Burnham was suckled like Boimler. Please don't phaser her; it'll spoil the milk. Captain Ron Phillips, thoughts on the lithium plot for this season? Either the Discovery is going to be a hard target because it's got the lithium on board, and the lithium is such a rarity that they're going to be a target because people are going to be going after them for the lithium, or they're going to require dilithium to be able to continue operating, and they're going to have a hard time finding it. It's going to be one of those two things in regards to the dilithium. Any starships just joining as this episode just ended on CTV Sci-Fi. Found the episode a little slow, well, a lot slow actually, but I'm glad it's in a time where we can do what they want without messing too much up. Yes, Canadian starships. I was watching it on CTV Sci-Fi, and yeah, because it was like a 52-minute runtime without commercials, they did go a little bit over. And I actually kind of missed whether they wrapped it up because they went to a commercial. Now they're playing Deep Space Nine, but they went to a commercial, and then I started the live, and then all of a sudden Deep Space Nine's on. I'm like, there's still a little bit of time left for the whole meeting the Starfleet guy, but. Thomas, Captain Foley, did you see the hope in the episode? I was shocked. There is hope. Hezraz, it was good sci-fi, but don't want it to drone on for episodes. Just have them go to Picard's time. Yeah, and they're going to dwell on this, unfortunately. Fuck. Listen, Jericho, the humor felt very off. Yeah, it was definitely... Yeah, it's kind of slapsticky, and the two idiot guards, the Orion and the Andorian guy who played like idiots. Don't know how I feel about that. Tiburon, this is past Daniel's time period. Yes, but not by much, actually. Hezraz, the tech was cool, but what was up with the weird third eye crap? Well, we're going to find out about that at some point. He's probably part alien or all alien. I don't know. But talking about his family and his people and how they're one, they're connected with the plants and the animals. Victor Garcia, they did mention the Temporal Wars, and if I remember correctly, Daniel's time period was before the Burn era. Was it? We'll have to crunch the numbers on that and find out. 208 people watching, 136 likes, which is great, guys. If we can get 150 likes, though, I would really appreciate that. So if you can, please do. The list of Jericho. Just imagine how powerful the Packlids are now. Well, yeah. Tilakis, yeah, I am waiting for the explanation for the burn. Well, at least we got it. At least we know what the burn is. And that wasn't dragged on for like 5-6 episodes. It's very much like, all the dilithium exploded one day. Well, not most of the dilithium exploded one day. That's why Starfleet's decimated. All their ships and stations are dilithium powered. Well, they're not dilithium powered. Dilithium is important. It refines the reaction. It focuses the reaction in the chamber. It's not necessarily the power source. The ships are powered by deuterium, but anyway, that's neither here nor there. And you'd think in the future they wouldn't have to rely on dilithium, so that 810 years in the future from Discovery time, when the burn happened, there wouldn't be necessarily a dependence on dilithium. But yeah, I could see that being totally devastating if they were still all using dilithium. Yttrium, the line about Burnham not giving the drugs to Tilly was great. Jaddock Productions, I would love to see one of Data's girls make a cameo, but hey, I look forward to seeing the first episode of the new season. One of Data's girls. Lawrence Hogwood, given the vastness of space, and she hits that ship was like several billion to the odds, but such things have been a standard occurrence in Star Trek. Yeah, I thought the same thing. Like the odds of that day, that minute, that hour, that minute, that second, that area just happens to be a ship. Seriously. Grid Cube, maybe he was a hologram, but one that has parent. Ooh, that's interesting. It's definitely future tech, and if the Doctor's mobile emitter technology was worked on and enhanced, who knows? Joe Torres, I've been doing this for 6. LOL. Sorry, Cap. You've been doing this for 6. Yeah, 6 years now. Hezraz. So I'm guessing that 80% of the dilithium somehow exploded 100 or so years ago. Probably the Zat Vash or synths with how we are guessing things. I don't think it's going to tie in with that. That would be kind of silly. Um, it does seem like it would be sabotage, though, and nothing natural that could cause it. Ozzy Maderos, Tilly doesn't like cats. I mean, I'm not a huge fan of cats either, so that's another point for Tilly in her favor. Tiburon, I guess he's Han Solo-ish. They sort of subverted that expectation with the reveal of his motivations already. Yeah, but I like that too. I like that things are moving along at a fast pace instead of dragging out like a soap opera for like 5 months. Don't wait a couple episodes to get things done. Let's get things rolling. Let's get their relationship established. Let's get the fact that Discovery crashes maybe a couple months later or a year later or something. Let's get them back together with let's do it. Let's get everything back together. And you've only got 10 episodes, 12. I don't know how many episodes are in this season, but yeah. How was she able to send the suit back though? Because the wormhole was still open, not closed yet, and she just launched it and set the coordinates for it to give its red burst. So, List of Jericho, that made me not like Tilly with that line. Well, shame. I've had cats my whole life, and we, recently, the cats we did have passed on, and we just don't want to get any more cats. We're kind of like dog people now. Look at this lazy lump. Anyway, Caleb Horn throws in $10. Thank you very much. Super chats are greatly appreciated, guys. We hit 151 likes. Awesome. Can we hit 175? 213 people watching. Maybe we can. So Caleb Horn throws in $10, which is great. Waiting for the ships, ready for the 32nd century Starfleet ships. Watch, we get the ships from Picard, or more Discovery ships. Spotted the medical ship from season 2 crashing in the season teaser. Yes, we did. What was the name of that ship? Can't remember. But yes, we already got a Discovery ship. We already got the Discovery shuttles. And it's like, seriously, 930 years later. No, it's not how it works. Joseph Barbado, I don't know, Cap. I wasn't feeling this. Yeah, that's kind of how I'm feeling. Dan Beaumert, I like how they mentioned the temporal war and set the premise that the time travel in its tech had been outlawed. I didn't think they were going to acknowledge the temporal war. Matt Mon, before I bounce for the night, I will say that what I thought. It was meddling. I wasn't excited. I wasn't sad. I wasn't angry. Middling. I was just there as Michael was just there. It wasn't boring, but it wasn't not. Yeah, like I like the character of Book. It did feel very hollow, actually. I don't know. Lawrence Hogwood, did the Starfleet guy live and work on this same space station? Yes. Pixie Doodle, Grudge the cat has a thyroid problem. That means no cure for thyroid problems in 3,000 years. He also said, the other guy was saying, Cosmo is the guy's name. That's real fucking original. Was saying, I'm going to feed your cat to the starving. She'll feed an entire planet. And Book says she's a princess. Is that going to come in important later? Is she actually some alien species that's a shapeshifter or something? And much like ISIS in yes, Return Return to Tomorrow. Tomorrow, no, the TOS episode with Gary Seven. I can't think. Maybe she's the same species as that, and she's actually a woman who's going to be important later. I don't fucking know. Stupid. James Roberts, the life signs reading was silly. It could be a couple of tribbles over the hill. Yes, it could have been. Or it could have been, like I said, the ship she just crashed into, which also landed on the planet. Those would be life signs if there were survivors. Hezraz, I got the sense that the suit was going to disappear, and that is why she did it. Was she anchored to the suit, or did the suit do the weird thing that it did with her mom? Not sure. Not sure of that tech. Badgie was in the suit for the reboot, says Ozzy. Jeff Jacobs throws in $2.05. 100 sweet onto 150 and beyond. Hashtag make pay. You forgot the J. 222 people watching. Awesome. 161 likes. If you haven't hit like yet, guys, please consider hitting that like button. Let's get up to at least 175. I'm sure we can do that. Sorry if I'm skipping your questions or your comments. I do want to not get too far behind in the chat, so one of the best ways to make sure that I do read them is to super chat or be a member of the channel. I'll try to read most of those as well. So, Hezraz, James Roberts, true, but I got the sense that Control killed all life, everything from microbes to Vulcans. Jeff Jacobs, his job was to be Han Solo. Squadra Course, Omega Particle Burn is actually an excellent idea. Props to whoever thought of that. Hezraz, I think they went so far in the future so people couldn't bitch about them retconning. It is too ahead in my opinion. Lawrence says, I thought this travel to the future was one way. If so, how did the suit go back through the wormhole to send the signal? It doesn't make any sense. Grid Cubed, I like the Lorian cameo, and it's probable that many Lorians are bald, but Quark said that Morn lost all his hair because of the latinum in his stomach. That's a very good point. Could it be that the people that make Discovery don't know what the fuck they're talking about when it comes to Star Trek? That's a distinct possibility. Tiburon, so the sphere builders are part of the temporal war they discussed, which is when they banned the time travel, and I assume disbanded the Time Corps. That was likely another couple of centuries pre-burn. I'm going to skip a few here. I apologize. Snoopy says this was a great episode. I don't know if I agree with that. Jerry Carlson, it was a very amazing episode. Great start to season 3. Can't wait for the next episode. I don't have that feeling. I was just kind of sitting there not knowing what to feel at the end of it. It didn't feel like Star Trek for sure. Other those last minutes with the flag and stuff, and it's like the whole commissioned officer thing and blah, 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 blah. And I half expected him when she said, I'm Commander Burnham, USS Discovery. I've never fucking heard of you. That's what he should have said. Because I've had time to study all the records of all the ships. And there's no ship ever named USS Discovery with that registry number. Although, because everything was classified, so I thought that was a bump we were going to get, hit on that road for him believing her. That being said, he did scan the area and found 2 Federation ships. So there are Federation ships still out and about doing things, so that's interesting. Don't have access to all the different sectors, which is great as well. I kind of like that. But yeah, I half expected him to say, never heard of you. You don't exist. Hezraz, the Romulans probably combined with other civilizations by that time, or have the STO Romulan Republic or some Romulans join the Federation or Vulcans. Yeah, it's actually funny. The guys that were chasing them, their uniforms looked very, very Romulan-esque in design. It could be the Romulans actually came out of the burn with a better advantage, because she did point out that, yes, the lithium's used in almost all Federation starships. But then Sylvia made the point, but the Romulans don't use the same techniques for warp. They use the quantum singularity, to which I countered and said, yeah, but the quantum singularity is the power source. The refinement and the focusing of the focusing that the crystals do in the chamber could be still used in Romulan ships. I don't know exactly how that works. I'd have to look into that. So if the Romulans didn't use dilithium, especially in the future, this is still 810 years in the future from Discovery time for the burn when it happened. So they might not be using dilithium, which means they could have had an advantage or an upper hand. And we do hear about the Gorn, which is great. The Gorn was a nice reference. Hezraz, I want Burnham and Discovery to find out about the Romulans and be super confused. It would be nice for her to find out about Spock. Let's see. Joseph Barbado, I did like how their phasers and tech is considered antique. Makes sense for sure. Not sure how I feel about the season is based on the lack of dilithium. Searstis, it was not built by Starfleet, no exploding panels. Daniel's Hot Topics, Trekyards, just saw Star Trek Discovery Season 3, Episode 1. That Hope Is You, that's the name of it, thank you. And it was fantastic. We are finally far, far into the future, the year 3188. Philip Paradis, so were those two Starfleet ships in the sector like 150 years old? Possibly. Or they're the lower end ships that didn't have, because you don't need dilithium for warp. Zephram Cochrane didn't have dilithium crystals aboard the Phoenix. You can still achieve warp, low warp, like warp 1, warp 1.5, warp 2. Once you get to the higher speed, you need dilithium to focus the reaction in the chamber. So, plus it is the future. It's 930 years post Discovery. They would have come up with starship advances that didn't require dilithium, would be my thinking. But anyway. Anna Count says, think we just have to accept that Discovery shuttles are an asset they're going to keep reusing to fill out scenes. I can deal. What do you think of Book's ship? I'm not a fan of Book's ship. That is a funky looking design. It's like it's been said in the chat already. It seems more Star Wars than Star Trek for sure. But I don't know. Matt Mon, Queen Poe's dilithium recrystallizer is going to make a return. Just watch. Yeah, well, that's the first thing he said. You have a recrystallizer for dilithium. So that became standard technology in the future, which makes perfect sense. Trium, this episode reinforced for me that Voyager, all of it, needs to be retconned. Talk of slipstream drives just reminded me of how ridiculous the tech in Voyager got. Jericho, don't worry, they'll find a way to mess up the continuity. Oh, they will, absolutely. Jeff Jacobs, why do you suppose the ship flies so randomly? What, books? Because they was evading somebody. It doesn't always fly randomly, by the looks of it. Hezraz, did you notice how they mentioned the temporal stuff causes damage to space-time or something? Yes. I think you should go around punching holes in subspace. I think that's a good idea. Alyssa Jericho, I don't see no Superman symbols. I didn't see no Superman symbols. Burnham, too loud for my taste, says Pixie Doodle. Jeff Jacobs, did anyone catch why the dilithium blew up? Well, they didn't say. That's the whole mystery. The whole plot of season 3 is, they say it in the upcoming this season on. Tilly says, so you're going to find out what caused the burn, why the dilithium exploded, and Burnham says, no, we're all going to find out as a team. Squadron Course, maybe they can keep time travel from damaging space-time by limiting their speed to 6. Hezraz, I'm cool with being ascended and all, but I just want it explained on why he has the forehead thing. Is it genetic or tech? We will find out. I'm sure it's one of those things. Hopefully genetic would be my guess. Freeman Mike, There's not going to be a target for dilithium crystals. They're going to use the spore drive. Olivia Julius, it's Julius Olivia M reporting for duty. Good to see you, Olivia. Glad you could make it. Jason Quinneton, maybe the living witness doctor will make an appearance. That'd be great. It's about the same time, yeah. Squadra Course, hi Olivia Julius, how's it going? This Jericho, probably a different future than the one Daniels is from. I think so. Tigor Grinium? Well, Daniels had mentioned a temporal Cold War. Book mentions a temporal war, so guessing the temporal conflict thing escalated after Daniels' time. Yes, I mean, when you're in it and it's stalled out, it's a Cold War. Looking back on it in history, if you're just referring to it, it's a war, generally. So, Trent Cullicott, all the dilithium just suddenly exploded. Seems unlikely. Geek in Review, is the burn galaxy-wide or only the Federation or Alpha Quadrant? That's a good question. Vindor, maybe it was the Queen's synthetic dilithium that was flawed. That'd be funny. Linear 337. In the title sequence, what's your take on on the lines of those robots? I just hope the burn is not some synthetic life thing. Yeah, those look like repair droids, which I think they're probably going to eventually use to start rebuilding Federation ships, rebuilding those fleets, those damaged ships, those damaged space stations that we saw throughout the episode. Because they look like futuristic versions of the repair bots that were on board the Enterprise for some fucking reason. Oh my god. Why do I have to explain this? Because it makes no sense. Trying to come up with rational reasons for why things are the way they are when they shouldn't exist. But whatever. Oh my god, I just want to shoot myself. I don't know. I think those robots will come into play as futuristic repair drones of some sort that are going to start rebuilding Federation ships or fleets. Would be my guess. I don't know. The opening credits things always come to pass. That's one of the things I like about Discovery is that they give little hints in the opening title sequence. So, Donnie Pearson, hello Stuart and all to those who celebrated Happy National I Love Lucy Day. I did my mock-up recreation of the theme tune this afternoon, streaming now on SoundCloud. That's cool, Donnie. Awesome. It's also National Pug Day, so. Ozzy says, what type of cloaking system is he using, Romulan or Klingon? Probably doesn't matter at that point. It's just a cloaking system. Donnie Pearson, I saw the Discovery Season 3 premiere late last night and again this afternoon as well. That is awesome. How'd you get an early... All these people are getting early access premiere things for it, and I don't know how they're getting them. Hezraz, I am hoping it doesn't tie into the Zot Vosh or Synths, but you never know. Let's see, we have 247 people watching, 182 likes. Guys, we need 18 likes. 18 people haven't hit like yet. Hit that like button, guys. BJ Vincent, Book is already my favorite character of the season. He's an interesting guy, and I want to know more about his backstory. I absolutely agree with you there. 12 more likes, guys. Mr. Captain 93, I thought that it was an interesting episode. Can't wait to see where it goes. So where will Samuel start picking at this episode? Oh, he's gonna... I have a feeling Samuel's gonna hate this episode. Yeah, tune into our live full review tomorrow at 5 Eastern Standard Time. Smart Smears, after Lower Decks showed us how modern Trek pacing can be done, there's no need for other shows to drag things out. Yeah, and so far the show's actually kind of getting to the point, which I hope the next episode is Discovery crashing and finding out when they crashed, having Burnham hook back up with them, because I don't want to wait till episode 3 or episode 4 for Discovery to show up. That'd just be stupid. Mr. Captain 93, not gonna lie, I kind of missed the Cerritos tonight. Yeah. Philip Paradius, all the dilithium exploding is about as plausible as all the oil on the planet exploding. Right? Positive candor. Did they mention the name of the other two starships? They did not. Although in this season on, where she's talking about learning, trying to figure out what happened, but with the burn, somebody hands her like a data stick or something that has NCC 1442, I think, is the number we see. The rest is under a thumb. But who knows what other ships will be mentioned. Fuck, we saw the medical ship from Discovery era already crashing. That could have been a flashback, though, in all fairness. I don't know. Captain Ron Phillips says, too much credit for Disco, but could it be referencing TNG episode of how warp destroys subspace? The lithium exploding, wormholes messing up 2 light years of subspace, and long-range sensors not working. Possibly. Possibly. S1 Noir, I laughed at the after the temporal wars, time travel was outlawed. Such a nonsensical statement. Stephen Fernandez throws in $5 with no comment, but thank you very much, Stephen. Much appreciated. Talakis, oh yeah, how did Burnham know about the Gorn? Kirk was supposed to make first contact. Well, there would have been... See, I thought the same thing, and then I thought, yeah, there'd be rumors or whisperings of, like, the Gorn hegemony, because it is a major power on the other side of Romulan space, so... You know, there's a chance she might have heard something about them. But yeah, we even saw a Gorn skeleton in Lorca's menagerie, if you will. So the Gorn thing on Discovery has already kind of been addressed a little bit and talked about. So Jaddock Productions says Gary 7 is a Simon Earth. Thank you. I couldn't think of it. Fuck, I am behind in the chat if that's what we're talking about here. And account nah, he called Grudge a queen. They were both cracking jokes. Brian Gressett, I really enjoyed the episode. I even teared up at that last scene. Hezraz, maybe they heard of the Gorn but hadn't made actual contact. Yeah, that's because you hear about those kind of things before you actually run into them, right? For quite a long time. Mr. Captain 93, the Andorians were very aggressive looking. I like the subtle changes better than the Discovery, the Klingon reimagining. Yeah, absolutely. Daniel's Hot Topics. I was thinking, remember Future Guy, he is from the 29th century, and he said that he could project his image into the past, but could not go into the past. That is odd because TOS can time. What? Remember Future Guy, he is from the 29th century, and it was said that he could project his image into the past, but he could not go into the past. That is odd, because TOS can time. What? So he could project his image into the past, but not go into the past. I get that, but the TOS can time. Don't know. Ryan K., kind of curious how and why the Gorn destroyed the whole section of space. Yeah, I assume it has something to do with the wormholes, but Jeff Jacobs, 265, 165, nice, onto 200, and then 300, hashtag make Jeff pay. We have 206 now, 243 people watching. Awesome, guys. Thank you. If you haven't hit the like button, and consider super chatting and making sure that I read your comment and supporting the channel. I'd really appreciate that. Search, the suit could be floating in space for someone to find with all that data on it. Possibly. Tim McCaffrey, just got Wesley to make more dilithium. Just get Wesley to make more dilithium. Yeah. Hezraz, the people in charge of Star Trek don't get that fans actually think about how theories and science work. The new people in charge of Star Trek don't think that. Grid Cube, I liked the Andorian Orion security guys. It's a shame they got vaporized. An account, I think that it's a little unfair about the showrunners that they don't know what they are doing, because this made a Lorian bald when Morn having hair was a joke. Anyway, from TS9. I think that's a little unfair about the showrunners that they don't know what they're doing because they made a Lorian bald when Morn having hair at all was a joke, anyways. Yeah, but he also. Yeah, he lost his hair because he had the latinum in his stomach. And I don't think it's unfair at all. They clearly don't know their Star Trek as well as they'd like to think that they do. Joseph Babato, in the ready room, they said that they can change the Federation flag every 20 years. I'm like, what the hell? Philip Paradies. Anyone notice how Burnham and Book just casually vaporized all those guys chasing them? Yeah, I thought the same thing. It's like, you're not really sure exactly what's going on since you just arrived here, Burnham. It'd be funny if she found out later that those are Starfleet, or she's, those are the good guys that she just vaporized like 10 of them. Ugh. Linear 337, to be fair, anything about after Lower Decks was going to be meh. 50-50 about this episode. 2 Star Wars and Blade Runner for me. However, the next time on trailer looks promising. Well, that's not the next time on. That's this season on. So that's the whole season in one trailer. The List of Jericho. The twist is going to be that this is the mirror universe. I mean, that might work. Squadron Course, do dilithium. Do Romulans need dilithium for their ships? Don't know. It is not a power source for the warp drive as much as people like to think it is. It's not. It is the method by which they refine and direct the stream of matter or matter and antimatter and focus the reaction in the chamber. So I don't know. Grid Cube, why the hell wasn't the station auto-repaired? Why hadn't it been cannibalized by the Andorians or Orion pirates? Good question. Don't know. Eric Spangler, why did Cosmotrat's ship have to be spinning when chasing Book? Why are there fires around Burnham's crash site? None of it makes sense. The List of Jericho, just use time crystals. They're more powerful anyway. Tiburon, Burnham said dilithium is the basis for most warp-capable species, not all. Well, she didn't say most warp-capable species. She said most Federation starships. Brick Shithouse, doesn't matter. Burnham will fix everything. Yes, she will. Species 8470, Gorn messing around with megaparticles? Maybe. Khan Klingon me, Snorefest, sad. I don't know if you're talking about me, because I can see that being a Snorefest, and I apologize if you're talking about the show. It didn't grab me like I thought it would. And yeah, looking back on it, and it's very not something that I look forward to rewatching ever, because there's really nothing there. There's nothing to watch. I don't know. Jeff Jacobs, my understanding is that the lithium crystals are used to focus the matter-antimatter action and change it into usable plasma energy. Yes. Hezraz, the Romulans are probably more chill in the 32nd century, or they go by another name or something. You have to remember it had been 1,000 years that they left Vulcan, under 2,000 years in Picard's time. Pew pew, punch punch, roar, meow. This is my summary. See screen name. Good summary, Jill. Julian Varga, honestly, I thought this was the best episode of Disco so far. Nothing made me go, that tramples on previously established canon, but rather, oh, that doesn't make much sense. You say that, but it's also pointed out that, yeah, Burnham shouldn't know about the Gorn. This is like 8 years before TOS. And that was kind of like the first run-in with the Gorn. But yes, whisperings of the Gorn might be something that she might know about. And then there's the Discovery shuttles, of course. So there is canon violations, in my opinion, anyway. Tiburon didn't blow all the lithium anyways, so some normal warp drive ships survived. Yes, they did make a point of saying it wasn't all. Hezraz again. I think the death caused by 80%, my made-up estimate of the dilithium exploded, traumatized everyone that caused chaos. And 80% is kind of what my mind thought when they said that. As far as not all the dilithium exploded, I latched on to 80%. So, Thomas Voyager was a good send. Voyager godsend, so damn good, and of course my favorite ship. The Dauntless came to be there and was canonized in Enterprise as a Federation ship. Furman 67. Trouble is Discovery is repeating the same problems. Michael is the chosen one. Appearance of things over substance. Tim McCaffrey was the guy chasing Book a Uridian. No, I thought the same thing. He looked very similar to Uridian. He might have been part Uridian. I thought the same thing. He looked similar enough. It could be that he was. It was a reimagined one, but so I'll say maybe. Don't know. Mr. Captain 93, Trekyards. Any truth to the rumors that Discovery has an episode called Unification Part 3 this season? As far as I know, yes, that is true, which should be interesting. Hezraz. Let me go grab my vintage wooden chariot from the Roman Empire. The old shuttles would be rusted, old skeletons at best. Thomas, those robots, you mean the R2-D2s? Totally not stolen from Star Wars, just like not Ante. Tiburon, deep breath, Captain, deep breath. Rosetta Allen, you watch Discovery. I feel like I should tip you for your suffering. See, it's not that bad. Comments like that kind of bug me a little bit. It's good generic sci-fi. It just doesn't feel like Star Trek, unfortunately. Levy Julius, have you petted your pug today on National Puggy Day? Absolutely. Absolutely, we have. Mr. Captain 93, Trekyards. If the title has clues, I'm interested to see why the Enterprise chair, captain's chair, is there. It was there in season 2. So, and it's actually a little bit different design than the Enterprise chair we got for Pike's Enterprise. So, yeah. Pixie Doodle, no Section 31 reference. Good start. Absolutely. Squadra Course, $2. Really nice just to hang out and chat. Thanks. Yeah, that's why I like these chats, because it's basically like we just watched the episode. We're sitting around having a beer. Speaking of, I should get something to drink. And we're just chatting about the episode. I do have ginger ale. An account. Hey Captain, would you buy ice cream that was activated charcoal flavor? Not sure whether to give it a go. That sounds interesting. I don't know. Probably not. I love Burnham's line though. Yeah, his cargo is temperature sensitive and very valuable. It's probably ice cream. That's great. Squadron Course. Don't you hate it when you do a typo in Super Chat? Yes, all the time. Monty Daniels, $5, went in with zero expectations and surprised to mostly dig it. The last Starfleet guy and his devotion to the dream kind of made me teary. Yep. I like his alarm clock, too. I and F Jack, £5. Really hope they make a new Star Trek series at some point, set like 20 or 50 years after DS9. Well, they've already done that with Lower Decks. So, more socio. It seems like collectors for Mass Effect join the universe. Is that the other Borg they hint on from Picard? I don't know what you're talking about, honestly. My brain hurts. Species 8470, Book mentioned the Gorn. Yes, he did. Just read your comment, Rosetta. Gorn space is closer to Klingon space. Depends on which map you're using and which lore you're using, because in Starfleet battles and such, it's actually on the other side of Romulan space, and they're actually a pretty big enemy of the Romulans. That's why the Gorn also have plasma weaponry, just like the Romulans do. And one of the reasons that we didn't see the Romulans for 80 years during the kind of lost time between TOS and TNG, where they come back, is because they were on their other border fighting the Gorn threat. So, depends on which lore headcanon you have, so. I am way behind. Or as I said, I'm way behind because I'm a slacker. Daniel's hot topic, Trekyards. They needed site-to-site transporters to get around. Do you think they still have this tech in the 32nd century? Yes, I do. Jeff Jacobs, $2.06. Charging ahead to 206 likes on 250 and 300. Hashtag make Jeff pay. Well, we have 226 likes. If you haven't hit like yet, please consider hitting that like button, guys. Let's get up to at least 240. I think we can do 240. Daniels is from the 31st century. Let's see, Richie Appel. So warp drives exploded because dilithium exploded, but they had warp drives later on. Well, yeah, this is also 930 years later. You'd think they'd come up with a different form of warp drive that didn't necessarily require dilithium crystals. So that kind of bugs me a little bit that we still assume that they need dilithium crystals. But anyway. Ezra says, I think by the time Discovery crew meet up with Burnham, that she will be more renegade, like the Giorgio will make some comment about it. Giorgio would just fucking die. I can't stand her character. But that's another topic for another day. Daniel's hot topic. What I was trying to say was future guys from the 29th century could not travel into the past, but people from TOS in the 23rd century could. That is a bit odd. Yes, but maybe he can't because of the burn. Maybe it created some kind of weird interference that interferes with time travel going backwards. I don't know. Listen, Jericho, I mean the future guy from Enterprise, yes. Brick Shithouse. Holy shit, how many people in here speak proper English? I mean, lots, but a lot gets lost in translation when you're using voice to text or just autocorrecting, the damn thing autocorrecting things. I have dyslexia, so sometimes it doesn't help. I could read the same thing twice or three times and get it wrong. So it depends on how tired I am and stuff. So, sorry, man. Let's see. Why Trium? To be fair, we have no idea how much hair Morn species has to begin with. No, and that's the funny thing. So, Thomas, so I'm watching the This Season On trailer, and I think that the STD ships crashing is probably the burn because we know this team can't handle ships in their proper era. But the burn was only 120 years ago, which from Discovery time is 810 years in the future. So you're telling me Discovery ships are still flying around 810 years later? I mean, the shuttles, obviously the fucking shuttles would be. Like that, why wouldn't they be? But the starships, I think there is some flashbacks there, especially to the one ship crashing. I think there's going to be a lot of the burn flashbacks, and you're going to see the devastation that's wrought. But please, do not fucking use Discovery designs for that because it's still 810 years in the future from Discovery time. Furman 67, I love that. Dilithium are the spark plugs of warp drive. Absolutely. That's smart. Brick Shithouse, yes, he said my name. I said it again. The Darth Eddie, I'm so glad the Andorians no longer have those stupid auto-tuned voices. They finally sound like normal Andorians. Tassif one, you are hard to satisfy, man. Who, me? I'm actually very easy to satisfy when it comes to my Star Trek. So that's a false statement, what you just said. List Jericho, want to review TNG Night Terrors instead of this tomorrow? I think, is that next on the to review list? Oh, maybe. BJ Vincent throws in $2 Canadian. Thank you very much. BJ Tron. The sad thing about Discovery is that most of it is something you never have the desire to watch again. Amen. Amen. Bard's House Gaming. The idea of all the dilithium in the galaxy going kaput at once is iffy at best. It's an interesting idea, don't get me wrong, but and we got to find out the reason for it. It's going to be some kind of sabotage. It's going to be something deliberate that somebody did. So that'll be interesting to find out. A Grid Cube says it exploded 25% of all dilithium. I don't know where you got that from. It said it destroyed most of the dilithium, not all of it, most of it. So yeah, I thought like more like 80% maybe. Oh, it's a joke, says Good Cube. Okay, never mind. Sorry. 25% change to canon. That's right, Chloe. Wally bots. Species 8472 says Wally bots. Yeah, for the robots. Yep. Philip Paradias. Tech has stagnated 900 years into the future, and handheld weapons still miss 99% of the time. Joe Bonda, the preserver device in orbit of Hangout 2 got deployed, and the dilithium crystals on the planet amplified the subspace disruption. Explanations all around. Rosetta Allen, it's a joke. Lighten up, sweetie. And I do hate it, but I would never tell you to stop. Never tell you to also hate it. Fair enough. Fair enough. Daniel's Hot Topics. Booker reminds me of Han Solo, and that alien that held Booker at gunpoint reminded me of Greedo. Booker. His name's not Booker. His name is Book. Ozzy, maybe the Enterprise NCC 1701 is in a museum. Not very likely. The Darth Eddie. Cosmo was a Beetlejuician. So that might be the first time we've seen a Beetlejuician, I don't know, in canon since Star Trek the Motion Picture. Ming W. Lee, Discovery will never be anything like Lower Decks. There is a framework to work within it. However, Lower Decks doesn't, which is why it becomes successful, because it has no boundaries. It has no boundaries, and yet it's the most canon-filled, loving piece to Star Trek ever. No boundaries, my ass. They're staying within the boundaries of canon in Lower Decks. So to say it has no boundaries is, I call total bullshit on that. Alyssa Jericho, I didn't find it teary. I didn't believe the guy for a second. Canadian Starships. I'd love to see them do a series on the concept of what the Star Trek universe would be like if it was based on the future from today rather than the future from 1966, since the Trek universe isn't ours. Tiburon, there's no good Star Trek universe map. It's all a hot mess. Amen to that. Captain Ron Phillips, good night, Cap. Hope to catch you live tomorrow. Hopefully a decent season. I hope so as well. And thank you. Just tune in tomorrow if you can at 5 Eastern Standard Time for our full breakdown and review of this episode. 218 people watching, 242 likes. That means 8 people haven't hit like. That can get us to 250 likes, and I think we can do it. So please consider doing that. Plus another $20 in super chats would be fantastic, just to kind of have a good number. So another $20 and a couple fives, $120, a couple tens. Plus there's the last super chat slot. So I don't know how long I'm going to keep going. I'm still rather far behind on the chat. So I do want to read a lot of these because it's very interesting. But anyway, Hezraz, the badges for the 32nd Century Federation look like a Borg influence, I think is what he was referencing. I never got that sense. We hit 250 likes, guys. That is awesome. Thank you so much. Project Achiever. After boat crashes on the planet, the guy chasing doesn't investigate. He just flies away. Yeah, that was kind of weird, actually. But he runs into him in the city. Rosetta Allen, $5. Foley hugs. I'm not taking the blame for anything I say tonight. La 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 la. I'm medicated. That doesn't matter. You're still responsible for what you say. Damn, Squadron Course. Love playing Gorn in Starfleet battles. Starfleet Command have plasma torps, but not so fragile as many of the Romulan ships. Absolutely. Bookhead Slipstream. Another dated form of travel. Grid Cube. Maybe they have those warp slingshots that the Voyager people once used. Brick Shithouse. LOL, me again. Jamal Taylor. They outlawed time travel after the Temporal War. The book explained that. Yes, they did. The shuttles are space magic. I can confirm. Jamal Taylor says, I can confirm that Discovery crashing was not part of the burn. I can say no more. Well, obviously Discovery crashing isn't part of the burn. I never said that was a thing. It's going to show up after Burnham crashed. So I don't know where you got that from. Definitely not part of the burn, not Discovery. You saw some Discovery ships crashing, is what I said. There's a medical ship that we saw in season 2 that Jet was on. I can't remember the name of it. But that class of ship that Eagle Moss has made a ship of, you see it crashing in this season on, which is what we're talking about, Jamal. BJ Turan. It's a shame that they gave Michelle Yeoh such a rotten character. Waste of great talent. Discovery went downhill for me when they killed off good Giorgio in the Prime Universe. Yeah, I'm not a fan of the actress either, though, so. Cuban Writer, $10. Arriving late, I wish the whole series had been with this premise. Little cannon to breach. A free landscape for new adventures. A hopeful premise of restoring Starfleet. Thomas Foley. They had Star Trek Discovery ships at Picard 100 years later as modern era ships. I expect a clusterfuck dropping out of warp soon. Please don't fucking remind me of that, because 100 years I can live with. I mean, you see Excelsior classes and stuff in TNG, and those are like 80, 100-year-old designs. Fine. But Brick Shithouse, my name 3 times. Oh my god. Let's see. Zeraxis, $2.50. Haven't seen it yet. Hoping there's some good ships. Keep hoping. Monty Daniels. I was going to say something about Discovery shuttles, but decided not to. Monty Daniels, $2. Regarding spark plugs bit, at Furman 667 can make us go. Yes. Brick Shithouse. Anyone plays Stellaris? I have it on the computer. I even have the Star Trek mod for it. I haven't really played it, though. Pixie Doodle. Could one of the remaining Starfleet ships be the Enterprise? No. No, it couldn't. That would just be dumb. I don't want that. Grid Cube. I mean, dilithium exploding for some unknown reason makes more sense than a supernova destroying the whole Romulan culture. He's not wrong. Mr. Captain 93. Maybe the aliens from TNG Conspiracy blew up the dilithium. I mean, who knows where the message was sent or how long it took to get back there. Dun dun dun. Zeraxis. Okay, maybe I'm behind the curve, but if not, all the dilithium is gone, and at least the Federation can recrystallize the stuff. Why is there such a shortage? That's a good question. SWTX Chaser. Well, if the suit had the data, and the data would not let itself be destroyed, why send the suit back to self-destruct? To let Spock know that I made it okay. Hezraz, Asian pirate. They're going to take it where the Jat Vosh or Since did it, or something stupid. Stupid thing that makes no sense. Yes. This is Jericho thinking of Booker T. George Magram. Book's full name is Cleveland Booker. Well, that hasn't been said on screen yet, therefore it's not canon. So I reject your reality and substitute canon because the creator said what's canon. Donnie Pearson, the question remains is this. If we do see a Federation starship that carries the name Enterprise in Season 3 of Discovery, other than a Connie class, would we see a newer Enterprise? I have no idea. I don't even know what to say about that. Thomas, forgot to mention, didn't actually mind the modern version of the Slipstream. It did look pretty good. It did, actually. You're absolutely right. Asian Pirate. Could the burn be related to the Romulan supernova incident? They could be using Picard as a build-up for the burn. No. Absolutely not. Because from Picard's time, the burn is like 700 and some odd years in the future. So, no. No. Brick Shithouse. Does anyone know the names of all the Disco Bridge crew? No. One's named Bryce. Don't know his last name. I mean, but at least Pike got them to do a call out, so they each got their name said by their character, but I can't remember them. Rosetta Allen says, no, I reject your reality, Foley. What did I say? I'm behind on the chat, so I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Daniel's Hot Topics. Do you think Starfleet will upgrade Discovery with 32nd century tech? Probably yes. The List of Jericho. Book mentions you need Benamite crystals for Slipstream. A novel reference, perhaps, unless it was mentioned in Voyager. The USS Hiawatha. Thank you. That is the ship. Thank you, 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 thank you. Inferno Master. I wish they could have done season 5 of Enterprise. I miss that show, honestly. I do too now, so... Mr. Captain 93, Trekyards, do we get Borg? Do they tie Picard and Discovery? No and no. Brick Shithouse, I'm from Vancouver. He's aboard the Vancouver class. Rosetta Allen, anyone give Foley a like? Come on. Well, we have 259 likes, which is great. So. Ozzy Madero, Starfleet is strong. They are. Hezraz, the actors and stuff said it will be 1 year later when they meet up. Giorgio will be mystified because she reminds her of Mir Burnham. Oh, good God. Brick Shithouse, Trekyards, he said his name, end of the episode, Cleveland Booker. Did he? Did he? Was that when he was requesting to land at Sanctuary 4? Okay, so it was canon. There you go. Mr. Captain 93, they did say Cleveland Book on scene when he was getting clearance to the planet. Oh, there you go. It is canon. Bum, bum, bum. BJ Turan, Michelle Yeoh was great in Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, and Super Cop 2 with Jackie Chan. What I want to see is a starship captain. She was great in Crazy Rich Asians and Last Christmas too. Don't like the actress, just saying. Jeff Jacobs, 259. 259, awesome. 300, here we come. 264 likes, 213 people watching. That's really good. We can keep going. Can we get another $16 in super chats though? Another 16 bucks would be great. Samuel does this all the time, and you guys just throw fucking money at him. But when I say it, I guess I'm too nice because I don't harp on it. But you know, another $16 would be great. Just to get that nice round number. You would think that, you know, if people didn't appreciate people asking, that nobody would pay up when Samuel asks, but I don't know. Rosetta Allen, join the club. I have no idea what I am effing talking about anymore. Mr. Captain 93, Trekyards. This was a light reboot of Trek 4. Burnham had to save the space whale. Yes. Furman 67. Yes, Benamite crystals are a reference to the Voyager Full Circle novels. Brick Shithouse, Vancouver class. You know what? Canada Canucks suck. I mean, Canucks suck. Fuck you. I'm a Canuck. Area 51. Could they also completely redesign the look of Discovery? They won't. They could. They won't. Let's see. Tiburon. Wow, they took a Trek fact from a book. That's actually impressive. His name is Book. Yes, he did. His name is Cleveland Booker. Okay, I get it, guys. I didn't fucking hear it. I didn't hear them say Cleveland Booker. I'll need to go back and listen. So I apologize. It was said on screen. I'm an idiot. Rosetta Allen. I love Foley's face at she was great in List. She was great in List. So cringe. Richie Appel, I was calling him a budget Idris Elba. Absolutely he is. Jamal Taylor, Trekyards. Sam throws ships at us for money. Yeah, but that's not the only time that he does it. That was one stream, well, 2 streams that he did that on. But that's not the point that I'm making. On a regular live, he'll say, oh, we need another $20. All of a sudden, boom, 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 boom. Super chats are coming in. I say it, the nice Canadian guy that never really asks, and nobody, it's fine. I understand. I get it. You guys like him better? It's fine. I appreciate you guys watching. But, you know, I know more of you will be here tomorrow for our full reaction live with Samuel. So, Jada Productions, I'm broke, but if I could, I'd donate. Yeah, no problem, man. Don't worry about it. Rosetta Allen, you are lucky. You got 5 for me. I am so broke, but it's Foley. I had to tip you some. Just the tip, eh? Mm-hmm. Olivia Julius, we throw money at Samuel because he's nicer and no one can say no to a British accent. Really? He's nicer? Wow. Okay. Let's see how it is. Area 51, $5. Cleveland Booker. Well then, my name is Philadelphia Magazine. That's good. SWT Chaser Benamites, or was one of the Omega Particles episode of Voyager. Was in the Omega Particle, really. Did not know that. Squadron Course, I'm still tapped out from the 6-year anniversary super special. Yeah, we did actually do really well that one, so I should not say anything. Brick Shithouse, they still have to drop Discovery into a nebula and abandon it for 100 years. 1,000 years, not 100 years, 1,000 years. Were Book's abs a CGI effect? Probably not. Ming W. Lee, Captain, by only your guessing, how much will Discovery crew upgrade their ship with the latest technology? How much, percentage-wise? 30%. Asian pirate, Samuel is sexier, apparently. Says who? Hezraz, my thoughts on Discovery being found by an actual Federation ship are based on the trailer. Who knows? Rosetta Allen, nice Canadian guy. You mean vulgar, foul-mouthed, crazy bastard. And I watch Trekyards for you. Well, thank you, Rosetta. I appreciate that. Jeff Jacobs, Sam has a lot of things. Sam has a lot of things, and nicer is not one of them. LOL. Jadic Productions, you have inspired me to start modeling ships. Well, I encouraged you a little bit, and you've come a long way. A long way. Your ships look really good now. I just got to work on texturing, and the windows always look odd. You need to fix the windows. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. I'm just trying to help you become a better modeler. Brick Shithouse, Rosetta Allen, we only get crazy when hockey is concerned. I don't watch hockey, so I despise hockey. Brick Shithouse says 1,000 years, damn you. John Bonda, several decades into the future, the mycelium network has been healed by now. The mycelium drive should be working. Absolutely, and it looks like Stamets gets a new interface that like he puts his fingers into. Grid Cube, I think that the disco in the nebula is from another timeline. Who knows? Yeah. Judge 1981, $10. Send in some love. Well, there's the $10 I needed. Thank you. We hit the goal now, so appreciate that very much. Let's see. Daniel Brown, I like both you and I think both of you are nice. Well, thank you. I was just bucking you guys. Robert Moyer, $16. What did you think about books ship? P.S. You're still my captain. Oh, appreciate that, Robert. I thought books ship was kind of shit. Wasn't a fan. Like it's kind of been mentioned a few times here. It's very much, it feels more Star Wars or just another sci-fi franchise in general. It doesn't feel like a Star Trek ship. It is an interesting design, kind of like a boomerang type of style, but I'm sure we'll have a look at it on a Trekyards episode, and we'll talk about the design. But honestly, I'm not super impressed. Not a fan. Brick Shithouse. No hockey? Yeah, no hockey. I'm not a sports guy, and no, not all Canadians like hockey. I'm sorry to say. Shadowlander, $5. I'm in the U.S. and have tried to watch Discovery Season 3. Any ideas as to what time the premiere is? It should have been done already. I think it was available last night at like midnight or something. It was on CTV Sci-Fi here in Canada at 9 p.m. tonight, so you aren't Canadian. I guess not. I'm an imposter. Rebel Poet 71. Spoil the heck out of it. Did Burnham cry? Did anyone gaze at her admiration? She did cry. Rosette Allen. No effing up, please, please, Captain, my captain. Fleet Paw Swift back, $2. I've missed most of it, haven't I? Yes, you have. Hezraz, I don't watch hockey either. I find it boring. Don't tell anyone. I only watch if the Olympics are something big. That a boy. Canadian Starship. I got jellyfish vibes from the ship chasing books ship. Yeah, I can see that. Jeff Jacobs, you will notice it flies really weird in rewatch. It looks like it's dodging, just flying along. Chris Valdez says it was on 2 a.m. last night in Texas, which is Central Time. Hezraz, the tech reminded me of the Chronicles of Riddick and those Necromancer guys. Judge 1981, a few will get your Canadian cred back. Oh, a few A's. Not Fonzie A's, but like just talking about things, eh? Jedek Productions, victory is Star Trek. Star Trek is life. That is the way of things. Tiburon, Shadowlander, were you looking on CBS All Access? It's definitely there. Wing Saber, the future ships are like post-war ships, so it looks like no nacelles now. Well, it's probably not a Federation or Starfleet design, so that would explain the no nacelles thing, I think. Mr. Pete's channel needs 900 subbies. Ooh, you're up to 900 subbies now. So you hit the 800 mark. Good man. $2. Does Bookship have a name? I bet he's an augment. Maybe his ship's name is Page. Or Cover. Or Dust Cover. I don't know. Grid Cube, Book's ship is not using normal warp, it's using slipstream. Yes. Monty Daniels, $5. Book said his full name when they came to land on the water planet to deliver the beastie. This is Cleveland Booker, one more to come home. Well, there you go. See? Thank you. I missed it. It was quite hard to hear that, I guess, because I watched it a few times and did not notice that. Let's see. Mr. Pete's channel says his middle name is Brown. Judge 1981, proper hockey or ice hockey? Sounds all the same to me. Go Puck. Jadek Productions, Trekyards, the 9 Patoks that disliked this can go to Graythor. They didn't dislike it because of me, most likely. They disliked it because of they don't like Discovery. So of course they automatically dislike everything that when we're talking about it. Robert Moyer, thanks. I hope we get to see real Federation starship soon, as do I. Pixie Doodle, The Mandalorian will be better. This is the way. This is the way. You have spoken, and it will be on October 30th. So we'll have Discovery and The Mandalorian to review, which should be great. Which means 2 nights of Captain Foley first reviews. That'll be probably Thursday and Friday. Do Discovery Thursday night and Mandalorian Friday night. And then we'll do the full Mandalorian review on Mondays. We're going to be busy as fuck. But that's okay. Trent Cullicutt, the ship is the SS Peanut Hamper. I fucking hate that name. I hate it so much. John Bonda, transporter should had clean up the orbital debris if it's been around for several decades already. Well, they make a point of saying there's been nobody left to clean it up. At least for when they go to visit the guy at the Federation listening post. There's been nobody around to clean it up or fix it. But yeah, the stuff in orbit of the planet was a little odd, considering if it's a trade planet that people are going to all the time. You'd think they'd clear that shit out of orbit. That makes perfect sense. The Darth Eddy book needs to describe that most famous Starfleet officers in his era are Chief Miles O'Brien. Mr. Pete's channel, wasn't the portable transporter seen in DS9 or TNG, and I think it was single use only. Yes, it was shown in TNG at least, with Data had one on his arm, and I think it was used a few more times. But Rosette Allen, good night, Foley. I'm getting lightheaded. Good night, my dear. Have a good night. Ozzy, if you have CBS All Access, you'll see it at 11 p.m. Anthony Green, no government to do that. Just fly around it. Just fly around the space junk. No, but you think the traders and the people that have to fly through it all the time would block a tractor beam on and move some shit, at least have a route through it, maybe get rid of some of it, or scavenge it for parts, like pull array. BJ Turan, there was a destroyed saucer from the Discovery in the Starfleet wreckage around the planet. It wasn't Discovery, but yeah, it looked like the same ring. Yeah, I know what you mean. Daniel Brown, do any of you think that maybe the Omega particle causes the lithium to unstabilize and cause the burn? I do not. No. The Darth Eddy, bonus points to the producers for mentioning trilithium as a fuel source for warp drives in that era. Apparently the problems with its volatility and destructiveness side effects have been mastered. Hezraz, could you imagine just sitting in the same place for 40 years doing the same thing with very low sensor range? So sad, no life. I know, and I wouldn't, I'd be walking around naked half the time. And that'd be the one day that somebody would come and show up. It's the one day that I decided to go wander around naked. I could sit there literally for 38 fucking years every day at that desk waiting for somebody. And the one day that I decided to do something stupid is the one day that somebody would show up. That's just Murphy's Law. That's just my life, man. 273 likes. Can we get 2 more likes? If 2 of you out there haven't hit like yet, let's get 2 more likes to get up to 275. If we can get to 300, awesome, but we're not going to, I don't think. We just hit 275, so thank you to the 2 people that hit like. Appreciate it. Anthony Green, I think the temporal Cold War has something to do with it. Judge 1981, wander around naked. I've learned something. Well, you know, all those shows where people are stranded on a ship for years and then they finally get uncovered, they finally get discovered or whatever. You always think, wander around my house naked when there's nobody here. So it would stand to reason that I'd probably do it. Anyway. Robbie Ansley, the CBS premiere was pretty amazing. Saw the first and second episodes. The first episode gave a lot of hope for the season and kind of digging the new deltas. Well, I hope the second episode is fucking better because I don't like the first one. John Bonda, the Metron smacked down the younger races, trashing the space-time continuum. So, like the Arganians, they made the dilithium into useless paperweights. That would be too simple of a solution, I think, though. Jeff Jacobs, being able to walk around naked is the best part of the kids moving out. Heck yeah, bud. Fleet Pass Fifth back $5. If the ships flying around are Discovery ships, I'm going to lose my shit. I'm praying we don't see any Magi class, or Magi, I can never say that. Magi class, there you go. Ships. Please no Discovery ships other than Discovery. Judge 1981, my worst fear is being discovered clogging the toilet naked. Hezraz, I'm assuming the majority of everyone's dilithium exploded in the galaxy, all quadrants. Maybe it was someone from a different galaxy? Maybe the dilithium acquired sentience and decided to destroy itself instead of serving these cruel oppressors that break it up and refine it and shape it into crystals. Furman 67, the guy sitting around for 40 years does not make sense in a modern sci-fi setting. It would if he was an outpost in medieval times. I still think he's an android or a hologram and not a real person, but meh. Fayan00, Discovery is the only remaining Crossfield class ship. The Glen was destroyed. Well, what about the Crossfield? Where's the Crossfield? Jamal Taylor, Trekyards, you will probably like and hate the second episode. Well, that's great. See, I hate that people have already seen it. Like, ooh, you get the special premiere. It's like, well, that's kind of douchey, don't you think? I'm glad you got to see it, Jamal, but I'd like to know, A, how you got to see it. Did you have to subscribe or apply to be able to see it? And because a lot of people in my feed had it, that they were good at the premiere. And I'm sitting here like, the fuck are we, Swiss cheese? You know, like, come on, guys. We got a goddamn YouTube channel. You think that you'd want to give it to people that, you know, could talk about it, but whatever. Who cares? Not a big deal. Don't really give a shit. Orville Nation, $5. Hey, Cap, are you into Stargate or Dark Matter? Into Stargate, and Dark Matter, I've seen a lot of Dark Matter, and it's pretty interesting. Not really into it, but I haven't seen it all either, so. The Darth Eddy, I'd love to see a Sovereign or Universe-class ship from the 25th to 26th centuries as wreckage floating in space. You won't. It's Discovery. You won't see that shit. Chris broadcasts that will they ever release the original series on 4K or maybe the motion picture movies? I'm sure they will, yes. Broken Speaker, $5. I'm 22 minutes into it. They have turned it into Star Wars. The Mercantile is Mos Eisley Spaceport, not looking too good so far. Yep. Donnie Pearson, I wish Crossfield would have been the first Federation starship in the Crossfield class. Donnie Pearson, speaking of Star Wars, 15 more days until Season 2 premieres of The Mandalorian. Yes. Paul Graham is here. Where are you watching? My Crave isn't showing it yet. Well, it was on CTV Sci-Fi at 9 o'clock. Crave apparently it says it's going to have it tomorrow. I don't know why it's a day late. So yeah, you're not going to be able to watch it today. All day people have been messaging, why isn't it on Crave yet? Because usually like Lower Decks is on Crave at like 3 a.m. for us. On the Thursday morning. So I don't know why it's not on Crave. Maybe an oversight. I don't know. Demas Alves, $5. I was impressed with today's episode. I know a lot of people are Discovery haters, but I'm really looking forward to this season. I'm not a Discovery hater. I always look forward to it, and I'm always disappointed. I'm generally disappointed. Maybe not always. Discovery shuttles. Discovery shuttles are in this episode. 930 years in the future, they're still using Discovery shuttles. And not just one. There was like 4 that were in that scene. Bullshit. Shit. 284 likes. Can we get 16 more likes to get to 300? Probably not. There's only 200 people watching, but I think there are new 200 people because I think people have gone in and out. So hit like if you haven't hit like already. 15 more likes and we'll get to the 300 mark, which would be amazing, guys, and I'd really appreciate that. I'm not even going to ask for super chats because even though you guys did come through with the ones I asked for, I just hate asking for them. But anyway. Let's see, Jedi Productions. Whose Goomba did you have to take to see it early? Mr. Pete's channel. The Crossfield, if it existed, didn't have a spore drive. Only Discovery and Glenn had it. Yes, absolutely. But it's still, there's still a Crossfield somewhere. USS Crossfield would be the first of the class. And it was an experimental science ship. It doesn't necessarily mean it was designed for the spore drive. So. Robbie Ansley, it is better from Disco's point of view. I won't say anymore. It is better from Disco's point of view. I won't say anymore. Good. I want to see the Discovery. And hopefully they're in episode 2, which it sounds like they will be, thank fucking God. Hezraz, he's probably is an android. Only an android can do that and not go insane. Canadian starships, they are Swiss cheese, and you point out all their plot holes. That's why you don't get invited. No, see, we actually give it a fair shake, and we point out the plot holes, but we also point out all the good things they do as well, unlike other channels. So just a little, it's kind of a slap in the face, so whatever. Hezraz, I didn't get to see it, so no spoilers, but would you say that the second episode is better? Please pause Swiftback. Folks, if you've seen episode 2, please no spoilers. I greatly appreciate it. Thanks, Team Trekyards. Jamal Taylor, Trekyards. Yeah, it was a raffle, basically. I didn't know I got in on it until yesterday morning. Well, how the fuck did you get in on it? It's just a raffle. They just randomly pick people's names off the internet. Like, oh, this person might like it. How is that a raffle? Don't you have to enter a fucking raffle? How do you not know you're in it? It's just really annoying. Luke Jansen, anybody think Cosmo was a bit of maybe a, I can't even say it now, I said it earlier. Iridian, there you go. I thought he was, yeah. Thought he could be maybe, or at least part Iridian, but I'm getting tired, guys. PJ Turon, I pay CBS money every month and I don't get to see 2 episodes. I would have preferred to see both at once, like Vulcan Hello and Binary Star. Get rest of the ships and crew into the story. Amen, brother. Judge 1981, I didn't hate Discovery. It was just like a bad romance. VN00, have you guys ever seen a video of all the plot holes, continuity problems, and wrong shots in Star Trek The Motion Picture? Yes, we have. Tiburon, chat, there is no way we can hit 300. We're at 297. That means three people haven't hit like yet. Now 2 people, because we're at 298. Can we hit 300? 299. Somebody out there hasn't hit like yet. There we go. We're at 301. 2 people hit at the same time. So thank you guys. Really appreciate that. That's awesome. I'm not going to ask for any more likes now. Jim Williams, he is really fucking mean. Who's really fucking mean? Me? Okay. BJ Turon, 930 years in the future, there will be 1950s cars on the streets of Havana, Cuba. Well, that's actually true. That is a true statement, yes. Hezraz, Discovery shuttles in the 32nd century are like driving a chariot today from the Roman Empire. Yes. Jamal says episode 2 is a bit more engaging, less running. Well, there you go. Tyler X2F01, the Klingons, you are going to be so mad when they mumble through their prosthetics. Robert Moyer, $5. When I saw the Discovery shuttles, I died inside. I'm sad they didn't learn their lesson from Picard. That's my thoughts and sentiment exactly. When I saw that scene, I was like, do you not fucking listen? Do you not learn from your mistakes? Like, we've been so blessed with Lower Decks, and so many things were done right with that I just assumed, which I shouldn't have done. I assumed that they'd fix things for Discovery Season 3. Jedek Productions. I'm jelly that even though I am 15 hours ahead of you, 15 hours ahead of you lot, I have to wait longer to get Discovery. Can't even get Lower Decks down here. Daniel Brown, I think you had to apply to get winning for that premiere. I wasn't invited, only misunderstanding. Same here, just got an email. Yeah, it's bullshit, in my opinion. But whatever. How do you enter the raffle? Blah, blah, blah. The Darth Eddie. Cosmo is a Betelgeusian. A Betelgeusian. He had been a Iridian makeup reboot that would have been even more disappointing than the Klingon redesign. Brick Shithouse. Which is worse, Picard or Disco? Probably Discovery. At least Picard has a few things going for it. Jamal Taylor, Trekyards. There was a cosplay contest on Twitter plus an entry form that the 7th Rule got. We signed up and got picked. Cool. Next time that happens, maybe, shoot me a message saying that I should sign up, because that'd be cool. Tiburon, $5. I stand corrected. Judge 1981, puppy. The dog. Oh, Dot. They're talking about you. You're famous. You're on the interwebs. Want to say hello to the peoples? No, you're shy. I know. Don't run away. Lay down. No. She's going to go to the other couch. Way to go. Precious, come here. Come here. Okay, now Dot's back. Come on. And now you've got a pug. Precious, do you want to be famous? Look, say hi to the people. They will give you food. They will give you treats. Treats? Anthony Green, $5. Can we start a petition for a new shuttle design? We can. It'd be useless, but we could. Joseph Barbado. Hey, Cap. Thanks for always having such similar opinions to me about all Trek. It's always a pleasure to hang out here with you. Hope to meet you one day. It's getting about that time that I have to head off to bed. Well, thank you, Joseph, for joining. And I don't aim to have the same opinions as you, but yeah. See, everybody's saying my favorite pugs. They love you. Come back. Brick Shithouse says, Trekyards, Picard is the worst. We barely saw starships or people in Starfleet uniforms. Stewart is a bitch and didn't want to wear it anymore. It's uncomfortable or something. Yeah, but at least it still has characters that we know, and I know they're butchered, pretty much. Sometimes literally. But I can see why he'd say it's worse, but anyway. Fleet Paw Swift back $2. Pug, Treato money for Precious. Judge 1981, $5. Hashtag Pug Treats. Anson Ricky, $5. The invitation was sent to me from the 7th Rules Facebook post. I didn't win, but I tried. But this episode, I don't know. Not great, not horrible, but definitely not special. Amen to all those things. And how'd you get an invitation sent to you by the 7th Rules Facebook post or group? Because I'm a member of that too, and I didn't get anything. T-Pill, I watched Trekyards to judge audience reactions, just so discouraged. You watch Trekyards to judge audience reactions. Well, people in here aren't super impressed, which is weird because, we don't hate on the show. We do point out the good and the bad, so we have a pretty fair, balanced crowd that joins us. So Anyway. Jaddock Productions, thanks, Cap. Be a blast. I now have to start getting ready for the games tonight, and the USS Mars is coming along slowly. Dun dun dun. VN00, don't judge by appearances. I'm totally stoked for season 3, even with the shuttle's problems. Well, the shuttle doesn't bother a lot of people. It doesn't bother everybody. Precious, come in. Come here. Come here. There you go. Okay, yeah. Hey. Orville Nation has joined the channel at the rank of Commander. Welcome, Commander. It's good to have you aboard, Orville Nation. Good to see you. Did they just steal jokes from Lower Decks, eaten by the bug thing? See, I never thought that when I first saw it, but somebody mentioned it in the chat here, and it's a possibility, but I seriously doubt it. Stop. That's a case of, the right hand not knowing what the left hand's doing, because one is doing really good Star Trek work, the other is like, don't know what the fuck it's doing. T-Pal, not very balanced tonight. Well, I think that's because the episode speaks for itself. Scott Phillips, See, I'm getting tired. Frakes directs episode 3. Before season premiere, he said that episode 1 was Burnham focused, episode 2 was disco focused, and episode 3 was the reunion. He was happy to direct the emotional reunion. See, I'm looking forward to the Discovery stuff, and I'm looking forward to the reunion. I am not giving a flying fuck about Burnham. Sorry. That's why this episode just didn't do it for me. So, how did Canadian Thanksgiving go? Says Darth Eddie. It went well. So thank you. Had the kids over. Peter Lakako. Just don't call the show Star Trek and it would be amazing. Max Volume thought it was fine, to be honest, though I don't have very high expectations. Yeah, a lot of people are saying it's really good setup. It's really excited to watch. And I agree, it just doesn't feel Star Trek. Bard's House Gaming. I genuinely enjoyed the episode. I just take it as face value, though. Unfortunately, we can't do that. We need to kind of dive in and peel back the layers. Wow, VN00. Get over your fucking narrow, shallow view of what Star Trek can be or should be. Well, there you go. Damn, son. Let's see. Squadron Course, just to say, I think the acting, effects, music, audio, camera, etc. for this is good to great. It's the story and the lack of respect for Star Trek canon that makes me not watch. Yeah. VN00. Do you seriously want to rehash Voyager plotlines all over again? I mean, it's not like we're making the Orville and blatantly stealing TNG storylines. Very good point. And I don't have a problem with the storyline. I have a problem with the canon violations and just lack of respect for what came before. And saying that it's prime timeline. If they had said that this was a new Star Trek, reimagined, re-envisioned, and its own thing, Discoveryverse, much like the Kelvin timeline, as I said all along, we'd be going, you guys are doing a fantastic job. But they're saying it's prime, it doesn't fit visually. In all the 50 years of Star Trek visual canon and revisiting this time period, which is a period piece, they are the one anomaly that says it doesn't look like that. So I can't take it seriously as prime timeline. That's where the problem comes in. So. Hey Captain, you're doing an awesome job. Keep up the great work. Hope the Corona thing is over soon and they can have the conventions again. Would be great to see at one of them. Yeah, absolutely. There was a few I was supposed to go to this year. I would love to be back doing them. Hopefully next year is a thing. So, absolutely. Ozzy, my dear Ross, what kind of bread did the Admiral make? Okie dokie, skeleton hands. She just made regular loaf of bread. It's just really good. She makes a really good loaf of bread. C. Coltman M. Our view of Star Trek is based on what our expectations are. Want to make something different? Call it something different. VN00, it did feel somewhat more like Star Wars, except for the scene with the envoy and the flag. Yeah, it felt very much Andromeda. And I know Gene Roddenberry created Andromeda, and it's the exact same plot line. Go into the future, the Commonwealth is gone, you have to rebuild it. And when I watched Andromeda, I thought this would be great if it was Star Trek, because you could have the Enterprise and Captain Kirk, and he has to rebuild the Federation. Now we have that, and it's like, we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. Valley J Omega Trekyards. This episode showcases almost everything that is wrong with seasons 1 and 2. VN00. The thing about Discovery is that it's a bold, gutsy show. It takes chances, it takes risks. They don't always work out, but sometimes they do. Yeah, and I'll give them credit for that. Like I said, we do point out the good and the bad and all of it. I just wish that it would focus a little bit more and stay true to what it's, the time period that it's supposed to be in and stuff. That's my biggest problem with it. Let's see. Gene didn't really create Andromeda, says Mr. Jericho. I know, but it was still Gene Roddenberry thing. I know what you mean, though. Andromeda was originally meant to be a Star Trek show. Yeah. Urs Enterprise sure has done a far better job with canon than Disco. Hope that Pike series will be better. It would be cool if it was the original USS Enterprise gets used. Well, they're not going to do that, unfortunately. They've doubled down on the whole Disco Prize. And don't get me wrong, I love the Disco Prize. Johnny did a great job. It is a beautiful ship. And it should have been, in my opinion, should have been a reimagined Enterprise for the 2009 film, JJ film. But it is what it is. They're going to double down and use that for sure. That being said, I do think and I hope that Strange New Worlds, they've said it's going to be more episodic and more optimistic, so I really hope that it recaptures that original feel. That's all we ask, is to feel like Star Trek at the end of the episode. Lower Decks had that. You know, I felt like I watched a Star Trek episode. I felt good at the end of it. I felt uplifted. Watching Discovery and Picard, it's like you just watched your pet get killed in front of you. When it's over, you feel like, what did I just watch, and why did I make myself watch it? It just doesn't have a good feeling, you know. So, Ensign Ricky, $2. Can't wait until the burn explanation. Ugh. Well, they did explain what it is, which I'm happy for. I assumed that would probably be 3 or 4 episodes in. The burn. What's the burn? I don't know what the burn is. Oh my God, what's the burn? But no, they explained that the lithium thing. So, but as to how and why and who, yeah, that's going to take some time. So, Valor J Omega, Trekyards. Star Trek Discovery did the same thing that Enterprise did, which was to disregard canon, as well as yet many praise Enterprise while ignoring the canon issues that they attacked Star Trek Discovery over. I agree. And when Enterprise came out, I hated the canon violations in that as well. I actually stopped watching in season 3 because I hated the fact that they came out with the Xindi when they had the Interstellar Concordia, which is the same fucking thing with the 5 species under one banner in Starfleet battles. But that's neither here nor there. I stopped watching in season 3. Started watching in season 4 again. But comparing Enterprise to Discovery, really, I have a real appreciation for Enterprise now. Even before Discovery came out, went back and revisited it, and season 3 is beautifully written. It's a fantastic season. Yeah, there's canon violations. It can be, some of them can be explained away, but at least they tried. They tried to keep the things looking the way they should be looking for the time period. Things like that. So that's a whole discussion. We've talked about that ad nauseum on this channel, so I don't want to really get into it. But yes, I see what you mean. But when you compare Star Trek Discovery with Star Trek Enterprise, it's like the people working on Enterprise, like Mike Okuda, Doug Drexler, they loved their Star Trek, and they made sure that the producers went as close to being Star Trek as they could. So there's just not that love for it in the new ones. They don't seem to care as much. Looking at Enterprise and Discovery side by side, it's like night and day, unfortunately, as far as respect for the franchise. So, anyway, we are at almost 2 hours, which is longer than I anticipated to go tonight. So, I just want to say thank you guys for watching so much. Looks like Ensign Ricky has the last super chat slot, which is great. 313 likes, which is fantastic, guys. We're down to 180 watchers. We were up to 260 at one point, but I've probably bored them all away or pissed them off because whatever, who gives a shit? I'm just telling you how I see it. Like it or lump it, I don't really care. Tune in tomorrow for our full review and breakdown of this episode at 5 Eastern Standard Time, where Samuel will come in and we'll break it down scene by scene. And I'm sure we'll be talking about it too much. I'm pretty sure Samuel's going to hate this episode. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. Tune in for that if you want to check that out. We will have an edited review in the afternoon, so check that out. It's about 25-minute long one. If you don't want to watch the live, that's fine as well. But we will have that review out as well, so you can check it out. Anyway, yeah, that's all I can think of right now. Like I said, I'm tired. I need to go to bed because we need to film tomorrow and do a few other things. So anyway, guys, thank you so much. See the dogs? See, I'm saying goodbye, so they think it's time to go do something. Squadra Course puts in $2. Hey, let's fight for the last super chat. I mean, that's up to you guys. Right now, Squadra Course has it, so it's up to you guys. But I was just about to say goodnight, guys. So I appreciate you guys tuning in. And VN00, fucking cannon Nazis. Wow. Yeah, I'm a cannon Nazi. That's exactly what I am. Fucking guy. Fucking cannon Nazi. Anyway, on that awesome note, have yourselves a good night, guys, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. And take care of yourselves. So, bye.